Thank you very much. When I was young, even younger than now, I was dreaming about going to Egypt and seeing the pyramids. And of course, that was a dream that I knew in 1960s that it will never come true. But it did. So I went to Egypt several times, saw the pyramids. But what's even more important for me, that I'm going again on Sunday. And I'm sure I will not see the pyramids, because what's going on politically inside Egypt is much more interesting today than seeing the otherwise wonderful pieces of art. So I will spend all my time talking to people in Egypt, trying to find out what they think and how we could offer our experience, what would be the best way. So I think this is, for me, actually very, very symptomatic that my decades-old dream I will ignore, because something much more interesting and important is going on in Egypt. What I said about Tunisia experience and history, I think is even more true for Egypt. So I don't want to waste much more time of the panel and call on Mr. Sadat to continue the list of the speakers in 3-4 minutes, if I may.
Fine. If you may allow me to speak in Arabic, I think that would make things more easy for me. في الحقيقة طبعا تحية للوزارة الخارجية البريطانية ومجلس الأوروبي للعلاقات الخارجية وطبعا أنا سعيد.
I'm very happy, and I would like, together with all the members of the panels and the delegations, to tell you about the current state of affairs in Egypt. We are experiencing a beautiful dream which came true owing to the self-sacrifice of the Egyptian people. This dream, this success dating from January 25th came about owing to the victims that we gave. Currently, we are encountering yet another problem that we have been talking about presently. Therefore, we would like to listen to the experience of the others and to discuss how we can borrow from that experience and put it to good use. Currently in Egypt, we have an interim government. We have a military council in charge of the country. There are lots of demands coming from different political forces, from different strata of society and youth. What we are mostly willing to achieve are changes in the constitution, parliamentary elections in September. Also, as a result of the opening of the country, there is a religious undercurrent that came about, the Muslim Brotherhood representing a great portion of society who are beginning to organize their own parties alongside the liberal, socialist, and other parties which are taking shape as we speak. Their only desire is to participate in political life. Our people who are poor, who are suffering, who are ill, are expecting a lot today, hoping that this revolution is a miracle that will get rid of all of their problems at the same time, in terms of services, in terms of education, in terms of health care, and improving the living standards of the people. We're all aware that this cannot come about so fast. Indeed, we listen well, we listen carefully, we pay attention, and we wish to become familiar with the experience of others in their transition, in the transition periods that they have undergone. We are very thankful for the invitation to participate and to attend this forum here. We must be assisted, we must be supported. We need new political forces. We need awareness. We need dialogue. Currently, we're talking about who is going to participate in parliament, who is going to take care of our national defense, who will form the political parties. We want to agree between ourselves on the key issues of how Egypt is going to look like in the future. This is a huge opportunity. The Council of Europe, the OSCE, will provide assistance in the process, and specifically with respect to the political issues, because Egyptians, in order for Egyptians to help the others who are willing for change, it must be understood that we need toleration. And with regard to the old ruling parties, the army and the security services, currently there are trials going on in court, and Egypt wants for these court trials to take place in regular courts, not in military tribunals or special courts or whatever. We want to demonstrate to the world that this is a pure, peaceful revolution. And lastly, I wish to point out that the Council of Europe, the European nations, should assist us with regard to the programs for international relations and the debts that this country has. We should be clear about the principles of democracy, and we are ready to abide by them. I'm appealing for your support and assistance with respect to our loans. We would like to ask the Council of Europe to provide assistance with respect to the River Nile and the communities and the countries bisected by that river, because to us, the River Nile is life itself. You should put pressure on the other African nations towards cooperation for building dams and power stations, which would be useful for us all. We would like the European Union, jointly with the United States, to propose their own projects, their proposals for settling the issue with Israel, in order for the Egyptian people to be satisfied with such a solution, in order to influence the Israeli government to that effect. We would also like to receive assistance so that Egypt would play its role as the biggest African Arab nation, to have its seat on the Security Council. We wish to take this opportunity and benefit from your experience in building a new Egypt. We hope that in the future we will cooperate even more closely. I wish also to tell you that there are opportunities and there are ways for you to give us assistance. Thank you.